When it comes to my fitness transformation, I'm going to start from the very beginning to the best of my knowledge so that I don't only help you out, but I also reflect on the moment that made me really change. Getting into a fitness transformation, it needs to be a part of your lifestyle. It can't be something that you just do now and then later on you change your mind. And that's very important because when it came to my fitness transformation, I used to be inconsistent. I used to not take my diet seriously. I'm going to start from the very beginning when I didn't take my diet seriously. And the only reason why I didn't take my diet seriously is because I didn't know any better. I didn't do research. I didn't even have anyone else really helping me. When it comes to your fitness, I'm going to slow it down. You focus on your sleep. You focus on your diet. You focus on being active. And you really focus on what makes you more motivated. Even though this is my transformation journey, I'm thinking about how you can be motivated. The discipline will come eventually when you figure out what works for you. And you do it through trial, you do it through errors. And it's okay to make mistakes during the beginning stages. You basically want to do all the mistakes that you can at the beginning so you know what works for you and what doesn't. And when it comes to the beginning, it's because you're mostly focused on diet, you're mostly focused on exercise, and you need to picture yourself of where you want to be in the future. That is the main difference between someone being in shape and someone not being in shape, because you think someone else looks good that you can't. When it comes to liquid calories, you're drinking it, but you're not eating it. So sometimes you may be consuming more calories when you're drinking versus when you're eating. And this can be milkshake, this can be cereals, this can be inside your meals, and it could be sauces within your meals. But then also it could be your portion sizes. So that's why when it comes to really fitness, you need to know whether or not you're trying to gain weight or lose weight. You need to track everything, even if what you're doing each day doesn't really change. When it comes to you losing weight, you want to lose at least 100 to 200 calories. Something that's realistic, something that you can do for a long period of time. Because when it comes to losing weight, it's not about losing so much weight, otherwise you're going to lose a lot of muscle. I do get it that no one wants to wait for so long just to get the answers that they're looking for. So that's why I want to simplify it as much as I can. So when it came to my transformation back in 2019, or any time before that, I never used to focus on really hygiene. Because, for example, hygiene is so important because it makes you feel clean, it makes you want to take care of yourself. And I never really did that because when it comes to haircuts, when it comes to wearing clothes too often that you don't seem to wash it that much, that's something that I'm afraid to admit, but I used to be like that. But then also, I never really invested in my style. And I'm saying all of this because if you're trying to take your fitness seriously, hygiene is very important. But not only that, it helps you to feel confident, it helps you to feel clean. Another thing that I'm going to say when it comes to your fitness transformation, because you're always looking at yourself, you need to make sure that you're taking care of your hairline, you're getting haircuts wherever you can. Because the moment that you get haircuts, you start to feel confident. And when you feel confident, you start feeling your best. You start feeling like you can do anything. And when it comes to fitness, you want it to be that even though you don't want to go at times, when you do go, you feel like you can do anything. You feel like the best that you can because you kept the promises that you made to yourself. And that's really the best and only feeling that is very rewarding. No one can take that away from you. And when it comes to a fitness transformation, it's because you're building all these good habits so that you can see something good happen over time. And I'm no expert, but I'm just saying it from my point of view because when it comes to fitness, I've noticed that I didn't like walking, I didn't like tracking my meals, I didn't even like taking care of myself at one point. But then when you start taking care of yourself, it's because you're not only doing it for other people, but you just want to feel like your best. And when it comes to tracking your meals, it's because you're saying no to meals that aren't good for you, just so that you can replace it with something that is good for you. So earlier I was talking about 2019 and any time before that. But when it came to 2020, during the pandemic, when I was by myself, when I was in the house, and I do get it, the pandemic was such a wake-up call for some people because you get to do so many things at home. But for me personally, because I had so much free time during that time, that is when I started walking in circles outside. And that's when I started to walk a lot. Because even when it came to college, just before university, I would always like go on walks. And I didn't like walks, but then I made it more enjoyable. I distracted myself by watching videos. I made sure that the walks wasn't too long. Because the thing is, when you don't like doing something, you just need to put a bit of time aside so that you can see what it is that you can do so that you can do it for longer. Because you're trying to improve your discipline through that way. If you only did the things that you like to do, you won't really see that much progress. The things that you like to do, you're most likely good at it. But when you have things that you don't like to do, you may be good at it, but it requires more effort. Or also, when you don't like to do something, it's because you're not really good at it. So what I'm going to say in terms of my case is because any time after 2019, so like 2020, all the way up until at least like last year in 2025, is because I was mainly going to the gym, but it was mostly inconsistent. And that's why my pull-ups were inconsistent. And when I was inconsistent in the gym, because there were weeks where I'll go 2 times, sometimes I'll go 4 times, and sometimes I'll be paying for a membership, but I don't seem to go at all. And you may be relating to this so much because you pay for a membership, you don't put time aside. But also in 2026, I had someone else that kept me accountable who has the results already. Because when it comes to really fitness, you have to have a reason why you want to do it. And the reason why I'm saying this, because in 2026, it's not even the first thing that I wanted to do. Because the first thing that I wanted to do was just to make more money this year. But I need the discipline in terms of fitness so that I can then make more money. And that's the way that I look at it. When it comes to fitness, there's so many things to really think about. Because the benefits that you do have is more discipline, you're able to lift heavy things, you look your best, you feel your best, your posture is improving. But not only your posture, your confidence is improving, you have clear skin, and the list can go on. The last thing that I'm going to say, and then I'll wrap up the video, it'll be short and sweet. Because you know, for example, when people say, have you hit your prime? And for me personally, I don't think I've hit my prime because the way I've looked in the past is not how I look now. And now I look the most lean because I put in the most time in the gym. And I'm saying this because you have the potential to do more. And the thing is, I already have the social skills. I just need to make sure that I have the confidence as well. You can like the video if you agree with what I'm saying. And you can comment down below how you would do your fitness transformation. Is it going to be different to the way I do it? And how are you going to do it? Is it the same way that I think as well? And subscribe if you want to see more of my face or if you're new to the channel. And that's all I got to say. Thank you for watching and I'll see you again soon.